From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Open Line on a Monday night here on News Channel 5 Plus. A whole team of people here helping me out tonight. I'm Rory Johnston. We appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, it feels like summer out there, doesn't it? It's not officially summer yet, but if you've taken a look at the lineups of some local music venues, you know it's going to be a busy summer ahead. So we have a panel tonight to talk about not only this summer and the current and also the future of live music in Nashville, but also we're going to kind of look back on how things have grown here. And a familiar face down on the end there, Harry Chapman. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Rory. Good
Welcome
to be with
back.
you.
Always good to have you back. Also in the middle, Butch Spyridon, of course, President and CEO of the Nashville Convention Visitors Corporation. Good to see you, Butch. And Tony Conway is here, from a member of the Country Music Association, a board member, past president, and also running the Conway Entertainment Group. You got a little bit of history, Tony, in all of this. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Let
me just start off in general, because you've all been here for years. How exciting is this a time in Nashville right now, and for music in general? It just seems like we're beyond peaking. We continue to peak. Would you agree, Tony?
I would. It's amazing right now what's going on in Nashville, Tennessee, and country music. It's probably the most exciting time. I've been in the business going close to 40 years, and I've never seen it explode and have as much success as we're having right now in the last 4 or 5 years. It's amazing.
Right. What's behind the success, you think, Butch?
You know, I'd say music. I would put a stake in the ground. Collaboration with the various organizations, but we took our music brand with the CMA at the forefront of it, and certainly country music the front door, and said, look at everything that's going on here, songwriters, musicians, different genres, and people began to pay attention. Business community grabbed onto it, and we're riding it, and on my end of things, 52 months in a row of record growth. That's not a fad.
No. Harry, you've been reporting on entertainment and music in Nashville for so long, and it's got to be fun to watch it continue to grow the way it is.
It's truly been amazing, and I was just thinking back, and you guys remember Jimmy Boyne, who ran MCA Records for years, and I was talking to Jimmy one time, and he said Nashville is going to be a songwriter's colony. And I think it is. If you want to write music, then Nashville is the place you want to be, with collaboration and co-writes that happen here, and that's where it all begins. It all begins with a song, and you drive by. I come by the Bluebird Cafe coming into town and going home, and there's a line there every night. Every night, people are lined up either to hear music or to get their shot at being on the Bluebird stage. Everybody wants to be a part of the music that's happening in Nashville.
Yeah. And there's so much of it, too. Hey, 737 Plus is the phone number, folks. We want you to call in to offer your insights. If you've lived here for a while, some stories, share some stories with us tonight as we talk about music history here, and also some of the fun summertime music events coming up, especially what the CMA has for the CMA Fest in store this year, which is just incredible. It gets bigger and bigger every year. And we're going to talk a little bit about the past as well, fanfare, and how it all got started. 737 Plus is the phone number. Give us a call. Open lines right now. So let's go back to, was it 1972?
Yes.
With fanfare, when I was just a wee child. But I remember, actually, you know, I have cousins here and visited Nashville since I was a kid, and I remember in the early 70s, I think it was the year that the Opry House first opened. And how
out of the park.
Out of the park, and how excited my parents were to bring all of us, and we went to a show and saw Dottie West and Roy Acuff and so many other greats. Fanfare was just getting started in the early 70s.
Yeah, and it was 1972, and they had a convention here called the DJ Convention, which all the radio stations from around the country would come to Nashville for 3 or 4 days. So everybody decided to get together and throw this event, this major event, and we did it at Municipal Auditorium, and we had exhibits all on the basement area, and we did concerts upstairs in the arena. And the first year we did it, we had about 5,000 people show up, which was pretty good, you know. That was pretty amazing.
Huge back then.
Yeah, back then it's a big number.
And then it grew the whole thing grew for the next 10 years, and we outgrew the municipal auditorium. So we had to find a place to go, so we went to the Tennessee State Fairgrounds.
Right.
And that would hold, I think we were probably 21,000 people. And so we did that at the fairgrounds for the next 10 years. And that got to where we couldn't put any more people in it. It was totally
And
full.
how would those years at the fairgrounds, how would it work, fanfare? You know, we hear a lot about the autograph sessions, which obviously the fans love that idea of and something about country music always had that you know, intimate relationship with between the fans and the artists, right?
We're one of the only events that I can think of in entertainment where you can actually go get the autographs, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think that would happen in rock and roll, but yeah, we've had artists like Garth Brooks that signed for 23 hours straight without stopping. Taylor Swift, I think, signed for 12 hours straight without stopping. So it's a big part of fanfare, and CMA Music Fest is getting to meet your ultimate hero.
You covered a lot of those.
Oh, I spent many hours out there. And the thing that always fascinated me was first in the morning, early in the morning when they first opened the gates, and I'm sure you've been there when they did that, Tony, and maybe Butch, that how orderly. I mean, it was just a
We
mad
have some video,
rush.
by the way, Harry. Sorry to interrupt
Okay.
you. This is some file video that we'll be rolling as we talk about this, some of the events out there.
Looks like, anyway, the buses would be back there, but the fans were always so orderly, and they would stream them around the front of the stage to do pictures during performances, as you're seeing right there.
Okay, so
A thunderstorm could come up, and people would be sitting, nobody would move from their seats. I mean, they would stay put no matter how hard it was raining. And they're so loyal and so fantastic, and they would just, nothing would disturb them. I mean, if the lights went out during a thunderstorm, and I've seen it happen in the venues, in the halls where they'd be getting autographs, and nobody would leave.
Yeah.
They would stay straight in line. And I think it was George Strait or somebody said one day when the lights went out, he said, somebody bring me a flashlight. If these people are going to stand in line to get an autograph, then I'm going to sit here and give it to them. You know?
Yeah, it's amazing. There was no place to go when it rained, so that grandstand, I think, holds 17,000 people, so they just sat there. And back then, we had all the shows in one location on the grandstand, so from 10 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, there was constant music.
How we've progressed to today, so are you concerned from a music perspective in that the intimacy that used to be, and now with Nashville, the city itself, which we're going to get into also, Butch, and the economic vitality that, I mean, you know, there's just cranes everywhere and continues. Are you afraid of losing that, or you know, as we continue to grow? And how many are you expecting this year, by the way?
Well, we'll do right around 80,000 people a day.
A day.
And,
you think back to that 5,000 number now from 1972. 5,000, and now we're doing 80,000 a day.
And it's sold out. It's already sold out. So I don't think it's going to lose its intimacy on what we do as far as going to the shows and going to the exhibit halls and getting the autographs. And we have so much free entertainment available too. I think we have 11 stages.
That's, I think that would be the key. As I talked to people 2 years ago, I went down and talked to some of the reporters and fans. Is the free? They just couldn't believe the amount of entertainment. Everywhere they turned, there was another stage here, and there was this event going on here, and they just had so much to do.
Well, and even though the 4-day tickets are sold out for the stadium, you can still, if you live in Nashville or anywhere in the United States or the world, you can come spend these 4 days in Nashville and see hundreds of free concerts that are put on by the festival.
And I got to confess, and I think, Tony, you were here when we first moved it downtown, and I was so mad that they were moving the festival downtown. But I realized when I thought about it, I was being selfish because it was going to make my work so much harder, because I could go set up out at the fairgrounds and not move all day and shoot and do interviews all day long. And down here, I had to move around. But when I saw the fans' reactions, I could see how much more they were getting and an opportunity. So
probably nobody was more nervous than Butch and me when we moved
You know, there's a
downtown.
point, and it speaks to Nashville too. The festival went through a number of years of declining attendance.
Okay.
And so conversation started. Maybe that model had run its course. Nobody wanted to say it like that. And you have to constantly be changing and evolving, or you're going to die. It's true with cities, it's true with events. And you were asking that question about the event and moving it. We got a lot of grief from the fans. We like going to one place and staying all day.
Yeah.
Now it's quadrupled in size. So it took a year to overcome that, but you have to be thinking like that and taking some chances, or it'll be gone, and then we'll all be going, what happened to Fanfare? What happened to Nashville? What happened?
Well, we're certainly a city that's evolving and changing right now, and most people would say in a positive way. We're going to take our first break, everybody. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about, the new Ascend Amphitheater. Have you been down on the riverfront lately and seen this beautiful new venue that's about to open up, and talk about some others? I was out at Fontanelle, which is now the Carl Woods Chevy.
Carl Black
Chevy Woods Amphitheater. See, I can't get it straight, but I saw the Doobie Brothers Saturday night. It was fantastic. We're going to talk about all these venues and what's in store for you right after this. Stay with us.